Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this next contest, both athletes weighed in just under 155 pounds. Introducing firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Combat Sports Academy, Joe Draper. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing IPC, Michael Morris.
In my bed, they get me to the count of 3. They set the hounds on my tracks. They made a demon out of me. Then they put a cross to my face. They put a circus out for me. 'Cause I got some blood on my hands. But they would see me when I'm coming. About my name, they put a bounty out of me. They're all excited by my saying.
Well, Nick, we've got a lightweight competition here. Joe Draper in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with the red stripe, taking on Michael Morris, fighting out of the IPC. 10 amateur fights experience for these guys, 5 each. 4-1 for Draper, 3-2 for Morris. Should be an interesting fight here.
Yeah, we've seen Draper before on BC MMA.
Yep. 1-0 here. All 4 of his wins come by first round finish. 1 sub, 3 KOs and TKOs, so.
Tends to be a very quick starter.
Hard to get that KO or TKO off your back, though.
Yeah, I mean, Morris is smart. He's trying to keep his hips heavy, but Draper's got that butterfly. He's trying to work to elevate.
Yeah. Morris working real hard to
step over.
Also ensuring Draper can't secure a base to stand, but looking for the arm.
Yeah, he's got that Kimura. Morris's hips are way too high. And, but Draper cannot secure it. The reason why Morris got turned there is his hips were way up in the air, his butt's way up in the air. And as soon as that Kimura started going, he had nowhere to go but over. Got to get your hips down when something like that happens to you. secure that position.
Morris still working from the top.
Draper working off the bottom. He's trying to push him away, clear space out, try to get some punches in.
With these 3-minute, three-round fights, 3 minutes around though. Got to look at where this fight is taking place, and Morris doing what he needs to do.
Exactly. Draper's got to get up off of his back, and to do that, he's got to start scrambling. He's got to start moving. Morris is using his weight, staying heavy.
Nice step over there, but Draper's using this to... Oh. Just no quitting Morris, though.
No, nice little switch there to dump. In on a double, trying to lock those hands up. Switches to a single. Draper's got good hips. Stays up for that one, but tripped Draper right back down to his back. Into that Kimura. The problem is he doesn't have his hips right. Now he does.
10 seconds left.
Now this one's going to end on the ground right here.
Quarterman asking Draper to strike off his back, and he complies. Maybe a more frustrating round for Draper than for Morris there.
Nah, Morris was smart. He kept his hips in a good position most of the time. He was heavy on top. He kept his chest as close as he could to like the center of Draper's chest, forcing him to carry his weight the entire time. So he's definitely probably a little bit winded from being on the bottom and trying to push him off the entire time. If you notice, the more active fighter was Draper, and Morris was just able to kind of mimic him and mirror him, and that's what kept him in the position that he was in. It didn't allow for him to get up.
But Draper doing the work and Morris just following.
Yep. One of the best things to do is if you're on top, you can mirror a guy and not put yourself in a position to where you could end up in a submission. You're going to wear the bottom man down.
See if there's change of game plan at all from either fighter. I get the sense Draper would like to keep it on its feet a little more. Touch of gloves, and here we go.
Morris goes for that throw, and even though he was kind of out of position, he ended up on top here. Now Draper's working to try and get...
Trying to get that arm free, is he?
Yeah.
Throwing some meaningful shots off his back, Draper.
He's got those hammer fists that are landing. Morris is trying to only expose the back of his head to him, but Draper's slipping it around.
Morris now trying to consolidate that position, but...
And again, Morris is going back to what he used in the first, which is just being heavy on top and forcing Draper to carry his weight.
Draper looking for that. Thought he was looking for that Kimura lock again, but got to be careful not to give up his back here.
He's giving up his back, but Morris is high. So one of the things behind it, he doesn't have any hooks in, but he's also riding really high. So if Draper's smart, he'd be able to buck straight up, use that to stand up as he did. Now the problem behind it is whether or not he can get his back off the cage and get back to more of a striking range.
How important was that wrist control that he got there to stand up?
Very important. The one thing behind it, though, is he's not really in bad positions for these throws, but he's allowing them through because he's not... He's deep on that Kimura.
Yeah.
Morris is smart. Just in case you don't know, it is legal to grab your own clothing. You cannot grab your opponent's, but you can hold your own shorts. Morris is kind of at a disadvantage because he's wearing the Valley Tudo shorts, which aren't as easy to grab a hold of. And there
You're looking to roll him around.
And he's got the arm bar locked in. Now it's just a matter of breaking those hands.
Oh, but he went for the shot, and Morris manages to reverse him.
Now, Morris is just using kind of his body style. Uh-oh. But here's the problem behind it. Wrist control, It's allowed for him to possibly get that triangle. Morris was smart, slid that shoulder back through.
And now forcing Draper to work again from his back.
Draper's biggest thing is he's got to understand kind of where his hips are at. He doesn't have the right center of gravity to be able to get Morris off him. Every time he kind of kicks it up, he's not able to actually turn him to get free.
Morris in the side control here. 10 seconds left in this round.
Looks like this one's going to end pretty much how the first one did, with Draper on his back and Morris sitting on top.
Absolutely. That's the end of the second. And
so if I'm in Draper's corner, I'm just telling him, look, we can't go to the ground to him again. We need to finish this thing. Let's use our striking. Let's use our distance. You know, whether it's throwing out some jabs or saying screw it, going for a head kick. Right now, when you're down realistically on 2 scorecards, 2-0, this is where you kind of just throw everything out. Go for it.
well, again, all of his wins come by stoppage. We know that he's got some power. 3 KO TKOs on his record. Just hasn't had an opportunity tonight.
And then with Morris, it's just a matter of let's get it back to the ground. He's been very successful with some sloppy throws, and I think if it gets up against the cage again, he can go back to that well and end up on top.
Well, here we go, our third and final round here at the Cage Warriors Academy Southeast. Michael Morris in the red corner, taking on Joe Draper. Fighting out of the blue corner, touch of gloves, and Morris, leg kick to start.
Oh. And again, he gives up that takedown too easy, though. He was successful on his feet, landing punches, landed a hard leg kick, and then as soon as he was in on the leg, Morris was just able to take him right to the ground.
And Morris is rather like, really like a jacket that he just can't get off. It's trapped in the straight jacket. It is Michael Morris at the moment.
And Morris he's doing enough to not get stood up, which is smart. He's taking a little bit of damage, but it's not anything to where it would end a fight. And positionally, he continues to get into the right area.
Thought for a moment he was maybe looking to crucifix the right arm of Draper, but Draper scrambles well, tries to pull Morris back into and he's up. And a nice knee to, and he pulls guard. Has he got the arm?
Yes, he does.
Oh, my! Oh.
Wow. Draper...
Draper just decided, no, you're not going to take my arm home today.
Yeah.
And now, I'd quite like another 2 rounds, please.
Morris, all of a sudden, now is... he pulled guard like 4.5 seconds ago and decided, nah, I'd rather be on top, and decides to shoot it on the double leg.
I think he just wants to grapple at the moment.
Yeah.
No matter where that grappling's taking place.
Yeah, it could be. He tasted a few punches and decided, you know what, I can wrestle, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm 2 rounds up.
Yep. Again, gets that single leg, and he's just grabbing a hold of it. Uh-oh.
Oh, has he got? Oh, I thought he had.
Well, he had it, but it was just really bad positioning by Draper.
Huge shots to the body there.
Yeah,
if it can't be a knee, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's just painful to watch.
I mean, Morris working like mad for this takedown. Draper landing shots to the body.
You can just see Morris's body is just beat red from all those punches.
Oh,
covering up,
he's covering up now. Can a flurry here from Draper finish it off? I think that falling into the...
I might have forced him to stand. You don't have a lot of time left. He's got to actually land some punches. It's 10 seconds now.
Absolutely.
He had the opportunity to finish this fight, but he would have just forced him to stand. It would have been done.
Certainly Morris looks to be the tireder of the 2 at the end of the third, but could be a case of too little, too late for Joe Draper there.
I mean, you know, it was a... Morris fought a very smart fight as far as where he was at, but wow, I would not want to just the redness that's all over both sides of his body is not going to feel good tomorrow.
Absolutely not. However, if he manages to get the decision victory here, that'll make it just a little bit easier to put up with, I imagine.
Well, the scorecards are being tallied, so we should have a winner here in the next few seconds.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we have a split decision. In favor of our blue corner, Joe Draper.